we got to have great leadership. They got to fall in line and do what we ask. I was pleased with that part of it. A lot of want to today. A lot of want to.
How much do you start looking ahead to the Louisiana Lafayette game and preparing for that game? When do you really start doing that?
Oh, about 2 weeks out. I mean, right now we're concentrating on us. After the scrimmage Saturday, we'll have 3 weeks, but really after that scrimmage on the 18th, give us 2 full weeks.
What do you look for to see out of this week of practice, not being in pads for a few days?
Technique and assignments, a lot of technique work, and I got to push them because this was the 3 days that I struggled with because, especially up front. I mean, you want to get after people, and you got to spend this time wisely and get your footwork and your technique and your assignments down. And it's more important than you think it is a lot of times. And I thought we were off to a good start, but we need to be focused just a little bit more.
When you say you struggled with it, do you mean as a player?
Yeah.
How so?
I always want to put on the pads and play, and especially linemen, sometimes they feel like when you take the pads off, you have the practice off, and you really don't. It's a great time to work on your footwork and get your technique going, and especially the first few days. We have to all get on the same page.
What about at other positions? What do you look for? You mentioned the linemen and their footwork.
I'm just evaluating. I'm looking, I spent a lot of times again, just like I did this spring, looking at the receiving core, looking at, how Johnson and BJ fits in. We had, those 2 new guys out there, and then Cortland Thompson, it's his first day out. I was trying to keep my eye on the new guys and see how they were doing.
Are those guys you look at more because they already have college experience than maybe some of the freshmen?
No, just they wasn't here and they're older, but and I looked at Jace Nelson and just watched some of the freshmen, but just looking at the new guys and see how they stack up, and I thought overall the new players they had a good day, and I think some of the older players or more experienced players are working a little harder because they see that we got more competition out here this year.
The pads go on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you look for then and maybe through the end of the weekend?
Well, first of all, if you see a guy who really plays well in shorts, you want to see if he can do it in pads because you play the game in pads. And I don't ever make my mind up about a player until you start putting the physical part of football with it. And then it's almost like you got to start over again and see how they can do in pads. And so, that's where you play the game. But we got to see who can be physical, who can handle, the physicality of the game. Sometimes you get a couple of guys that look good in shorts and they don't perform as well in pads, and then sometimes you get a couple of guys who didn't really do anything to really catch your eye in shorts, but they show up when you put the pads on. So I'll wait. I'll wait, but we're off to a good start.
At quarterback, of course, you have Ryan and Caleb back. Mm-hmm. They're experienced in college. Everyone else they're just coming in. What are you looking for out of the young guys, maybe to have a third option in case somebody doesn't stay healthy?
Well, just that. Dylan Barrett's got 1 year of college experience. He was redshirted, but he's 1 year removed from high school, a little older. And then Matt Bergeron's a true freshman. I like the fact that we got 4 kind of strung out, with Ryan being a redshirt junior, Caleb being a junior, then Barrett's a redshirt freshman, and Matt's a true freshman. But just to see, and I thought, I was pleasantly surprised with both the freshmen, redshirt freshmen for their first day, and they'll get better with reps. And you can tell the young guys really improve lots of reps.